Hello! In today's video, we are going to be going over the new Mastery Skills system in Call of Dragons. We're going to start by briefly explaining how to attain Mastery Skills, and what practices you should definitely do and what you should avoid. And then after that, we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at all the different Mastery Skills by themselves. In future videos, we'll go ahead and break down what Mastery Skills I think are the best for which troop type you main. And one important thing to note is that your Mastery Skills will vary depending on what server you're in. As a community, we haven't yet discovered how this is divided up, but I'm going to be making accounts in all the different Season of Strifes in G2 and see if I can figure out some rhyme to this madness. Anyways, if you enjoy this video, throw a like. Let's go ahead now and start breaking down this new Mastery Skill system. In order to gain access to your Mastery Skill system, you need to click on the dragon in the top right corner, and then this Mastery Skills icon down here. But before you go ahead and start working on your Mastery Skills, it's important to go into your season policies and max out this technology here. This will give you additional Stone Testaments, which is very important for unlocking additional Mastery Skills. And always remember to continue to push your policies. It's a pain, but it has to be done. Now when you go into your Mastery Skills menu, you see the Mastery Monolith, which is where you will be eventually selecting your Mastery Skills, which is pretty cool. You can also see the rules for that here, which we will go over later. And first, let's focus on the Protector quests. On your first day, one of your Protector quests will just be Open Sesame, which is a free quest that you can go ahead and claim. Make sure you complete your season policy first. You will get 2 additional random quests, and it's important to upgrade these quests if it's something that you don't mind doing, so that you get additional rewards. Because I get 125 Stone Testaments, 100 base, for completing this, but if I upgrade it, I will get 250, 200 base, and that will give me more Stone Testaments, which is exactly what I need in order to get Mastery Skills. So we'll be able to get those helps relatively quickly, and then for the other policy, it's just donating 1 million wood. So the upgraded version of that will probably just be donating 2 million wood. Yes, it is. So we can go ahead and do that very quickly. Don't mind doing that at all. And then we claim it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the rules quickly. Protector quests. Complete Protector quests to gain Stone Testaments from your heroes. Your heroes will issue 3 Protector quests every day at UTC midnight. You can complete up to 3 quests each day. Unfinished quests will be replaced the following day. And then upgrading quests, which I mentioned is very important. You can upgrade quests to increase their difficulty level. Difficult quests have higher demands than standard quests, but will also grant you more Stone Testaments. Upgrading a quest will retain its previous progress. And one thing that is important to note, if you complete a quest before upgrading it, you do not get the additional rewards, and you do not get the chance to upgrade it afterwards, as you can see as I demonstrated here on my farm account. Now let's go back to the Mastery Monolith. Let's go ahead and review the rules for this. To protect the Stone of Peace, heroes from across the realm have united to stand firm against the dragons. They have engraved their unique skills upon monoliths enchanted with the waters of the holy wellspring of Fion. Once you gain their trust, they will impart their knowledge of their Mastery Skills to you. Each player can have up to 5 Mastery Monoliths. Each Mastery Monolith can hold 1 activated Mastery Skill. Mastery Monoliths will be unlocked as the season progresses. Point 2. Complete Protector quests to obtain Stone Testaments from your heroes as tokens of their trust in you. Stone Testaments can be used to unlock a random Mastery Skill. Unlocked Mastery Skills can be activated on Mastery Monoliths. There are 2 types of Mastery Monolith, Standard and Legendary. Legendary Monoliths allow you to activate Mastery Skills from Legendary heroes. Note, different Mastery Skills will be available to be unlocked depending on your server scenario. When a new scenario begins, the Mastery Skills that appear in the list for your Mastery Monolith may change. However, this is entirely inaccurate because it's not based on your scenario, it's based on your server number or something like that. Because currently everyone in Season of Strife is in the same scenario, yet they have different Mastery Skills. As I said, I will look into this more and figure out if I can see what the difference is or what the determining factor is. For all we know, there may not be a pattern, and it may just be random. We'll have to see. Each Mastery Monolith's unlock progress is separate. Mastery Skills unlocked by one monolith cannot be activated upon a different monolith. Your heroes can learn other heroes' mastery skills. Mastery skills cannot replace your hero's starting skill or awakened skill, so that's the first and the fifth slot that it cannot replace. Mastery skills must be activated on a monolith for heroes to learn them. Mastery skill levels are determined by the skill level of the hero the skill belongs to. If you have not recruited a mastery skill's corresponding hero, you cannot learn that skill. Each hero can only learn one mastery skill, and each mastery skill can only be learned by one hero at a time. That's important to note. If a Legion commander and their deputy both have learned a mastery skill, only the commander's mastery skill will take effect. The same skill can only take effect once in the same Legion. Heroes must be located within the city to learn or forget other heroes' mastery skills. So one thing that's important to note here is that when you are rolling mastery skills, you can't really get value from having the same skill in two different slots in two different monoliths. And you also can't have the mastery skill on both your primary and deputy hero. And if two heroes are paired together, you can't have the deputy have a mastery skill from the primary or vice versa, or else the skill will only be counted once. So that's very important to note when you go ahead and you start building your marches. With that being said, I'm going to go do this protector quest real quick so that I can get some stone testaments, and I will be right back. Alright, we've got those done, so let's go ahead and collect this protector quest. So we only have 750 stone testaments because I did miss yesterday. I didn't get to my computer until after 8 o'clock, but anyways, let's go ahead and unlock one of these mastery skills. I guess we just get to pick one, huh? There are two types of mastery skills, common and legendary. Common mastery monoliths can unlock 20 distinct mastery skills. Legendary mastery monoliths can unlock 10 distinct mastery skills from legendary heroes. Unlocked mastery skills can be activated upon mastery monoliths. Unlocking a mastery skill costs 400 stone testaments. You can unlock one mastery skill for free each day. Free unlocks are reset every day at midnight UTC. I don't think I got a free unlock. Weird. Okay. Yeah, each mastery monolith's unlock progress is separate. Mastery skills unlocked by one monolith cannot be activated upon a different monolith. The same mastery skill cannot be activated upon multiple mastery monoliths. Replacing a mastery skill that has already been activated upon a mastery monolith costs 300 stone testaments. So if I get one on this first mastery monolith and say I unlock on the second one as well, like accidentally, I think it'll only cost 300. Cool. Mastery skills must be activated on a monolith for heroes to learn them. Yeah. And I think we've already learned this, but I guess I'll read it anyways. Mastery skill levels are determined by the skill level of the hero that the skill belongs to. If you have not recruited the mastery skill's corresponding hero, you cannot learn that skill. Different mastery skills can be unlocked depending on your server scenario. When a new scenario begins, the mastery skills that appear in the list of your the list for your mastery monolith may change. Yeah, as we discussed, we need to still change that. Okay, let's just pick one. Let's pick this one here. Confirm. This is a good one. Okay, we did get that for free too. This is actually a really good skill. I'm pretty sure. I think this is one of the 5 skills that I want. I'm not 100% sure. But let's actually go see. Because it's going to stay in there, right? Yeah, it's going to stay in there. So let's go see if we can actually upgrade our Thea. Because our Thea is 542. It's only 5 tokens away. And we have a bunch of gold keys. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to actually go ahead and rip open all my gold keys. And hopefully I can get some Thea tokens in order to upgrade her. Let's do a few 10 pulls first, just in case we can get a Thea like really easily. Let's pull for 1 legendary here. And let's see. No, we still don't get one after 3. Now we should get one most likely. We do. Do we get Thea? No, we get Emrys. Alright, so let's go ahead and open all the rest of my gold keys. 249 gold keys. That's a cool LMG. Or I guess it's a saw. Okay, let's go ahead and open it. Hopefully we can get some Thea. And we do get 1 Thea. And 1 Velen. 5 Garwood is insane. Alright, so hopefully we can go ahead and actually upgrade that skill to level 5. If we can upgrade to that skill to level 5, I think we'll definitely keep it. Getting 5 Garwood here is kind of insane. Alright, let's go ahead and see. Thea, where are you? Please upgrade the right skill. No, it didn't. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. It goes on to the wrong skill. I'm kind of tempted to retrain it. I have 6 of these because I think this is a skill worth keeping because it's 15% attack damage and the hero skill damage taken reduction. I think this is a skill that I would want on my Indus instead of the gathering skill. Anyways, I'll think about this later, and if I end up doing some skill reallocation on that hero, I will let you know. But yeah, if we go back into our mastery skills, I guess for fun we can unlock another one, see if we get something better. Although I highly doubt it. Let's go ahead, unlock this skill here. Oops. And we get Alwyn's skill. Okay, another really good skill. So we're going to have to decide between the two of these which one we actually want to go for. And I think I'm going to save the rest of my Stone Testaments from now on for the second Monolith. And after we get the second Monolith, I'll use most of those skills on that, or most of the Stone Testaments on that. And then again, we can also use some Stone Testaments on the Legendary Monolith, because what we really want to get is Velen's skill here. But now that we've done our own skill unlocks, let's go ahead and go through all the skills that are available here, at least for us. And yeah, like as I said, this will differ depending on what server you're in. However, hopefully there's some similarities in your server. So let's get into this. Alright, let's go through and start reviewing some of these skills. So I did put all these on a spreadsheet, but I think it's a little bit nicer to look at them in game. So let's go ahead and do that. We have Ordo's skill, which is take 10% less damage in general, and that skill is doubled when you are destroying, building, or you're in a resource node. This seems pretty cool for some types of marches, maybe an infantry march for taking 10% less damage, or if maybe you're trying to bait someone into a resource node to attack you. It could be interesting, but this isn't something I'm going to be going for. The second skill is Kella's, 30% load capacity. Hey, I guess if you're taking like billions of resources off of somebody, you'd want to grab that. And then we get Atheist's skill. Atheist's Legion gains 10% HP. If the Legion is composed entirely of flying units, all healing they received is increased by 15%. You could use this as a support march with your Indus and a Sand Lizard with Celestials. However, I don't think you really want Celestials in your support march. But where this could potentially be good, I guess, is maybe with Magrat. Like, for example, if you're free to play and you don't have Lilia, so you can't get this skill. If you put this one for the increased healing effect, that could be pretty good. Then we have the Wyvern Rider. Legion deals 10% more hero skill damage. After the battle ends, they gain 20% march speed for 10 seconds. So this seems pretty good for like a Tohar march or something, because the extra march speed is nice. However, it's only after the battle ends. But there is the increased skill damage, so this definitely has some utility, and I don't think I would mind if I got this skill, but for now I think the two skills that I got are better. And next we have Secret of the Trees. This is Pan's skill. Increases Legion gathering speed by 20% and wood gathering speed by an additional 20%. Realistically, this has no real value unless it's a farm account, in which case, you know, this would be pretty cool to put on a different gatherer to have like maybe an Indus or something with this skill on it, and then that would be really fast in like a wood resource pit or something. But for a main account PvP wise, obviously no value. Up next we have Wield Shield, which is Alwyn's skill. Legion magic units gain 10% attack and 10% HP. This is actually the skill that I got here, and after some discussion I decided that I am going to activate this skill because this seems like a very good skill. I still need to decide who I'm going to put this on, and that'll probably be a topic for a future video. Maybe I put it on like Thea or something in the 4th slot, or maybe I try to build like a 10th mage hero so I can run 5 mage marches. I'm not really sure. Like maybe I could replace this skill on Pan or something and try to use Pan. I'm going to have to do some thinking about this. It's going to be a little bit difficult to figure out. Anyways, let's go back to looking at all the other mastery skills that are still available. We have Boiling Blood, which is Bakar's skill. Infantry units gain 10% physical attack and 10% defense. I don't know like much about infantry, but I assume this is probably pretty good. However, I don't know how this compares to Ordo's skill or some of the other skills we'll be getting to soon. Then we have Preemptive Strike, which is Guanwin's skill. When legions have a 50% unit count or higher, they deal 10% more damage. Compared to some of the other things you can do, even like the 10% hero skill damage here, and I think some of the other skills as well, I don't think that 10% more damage when above 50% units is going to be great. However, I could be wrong. So I don't think this is a high value skill, unless maybe you're trying to do like 5 archers. You could try to use this somewhere, but for me, I definitely won't be using it. And next we have Icy Veins, which is for Waldir. When taking hero skill damage, Legion receives a shield that can absorb a large amount of damage, shield factor 600. This effect can be triggered once per 20 seconds. And now this skill sounds like it would be really good with Thea. However, you wouldn't actually put it on Thea because Thea needs all of her skills. But maybe if you put this on like the primary commander with Thea, because Thea still needs this 4th skill for the buff when she gets a shield. But I don't know who you would pair her with. But if you were able to do that, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe there's an argument for like Indis Thea or something, and putting this in the 2nd slot. I'd have to think about that, but that does seem like a really good skill to get that extra shielding synergy with your Thea. Again, this stuff is going to take a lot more thinking, but this is just kind of like a rudimentary first glance. So next we have Deep Burn from Lilia. Legion magic units gain 20% attack and 10% HP. This is probably one of the best skills, and if you have Lilia, you need to get this skill if you're using mages, because you put this on any mage hero and it's going to be good. And the next skill here is another must-have in my opinion if you're a mage player. It's Velen's skill. When in the field, legions deal 15% more hero skill damage and gain 20% march speed. You need this skill on Tohar. There's no option about this. This skill has to be in your Bertrand Tohar march. And where you're going to put this is going to be Tohar's 2nd skill here to replace this replace the garrison skill here. It's an absolute must-have. And when you pair your Bertrand Tohar to get the extra skill damage bonus with all the stacks, that extra additional 15% hero skill damage from Velen is going to be amazing. And as is right now, Bertrand and Tohar don't have any march speed on their kit, and they also don't have very much in their talent tree, so you really need this skill in order for your march to not just be insanely slow. Let's go ahead and back in here now. Next we have Tempered Bark, which is Garwood's skill. Increases the HP of all units in a garrison army by 10% while garrisoned in a city or stronghold. I'm going to have to do some more side-by-side comparisons in a spreadsheet later to figure out what's best for a garrison hero. 10% HP doesn't sound bad, but the question is, would you rather have 10% HP or 10% less damage? And I think the answer is 10% less damage, because as the thing scales up, like this 10% HP, it would take you from 180% HP to 190%, whereas this would take you from 0 to 10% most likely. So this would, I think, get you much more value. I have to reconfirm that, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think that sounds right. Anyways, next we have Watcher's Blade from Emrys. When Legion enters battle, they gain Passion, increasing their rage accumulation speed by 20% per 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 30 seconds. And since I am not a cavalry player, I wanted to go ahead and ask someone about this. I asked Face of Blade what his opinion was on this skill, and basically what he said is that this is a good skill to use on your Tobin or some other Cav March that doesn't already have Passion, so not your Emrys, Alistair, or Bakshi. That way you can use your Golden Rock on that pet as well, and also obviously this rage speed accumulation is pretty nice. So if you're a Cav player, this skill is great for you. However, if you're not a Cav player, you can probably ignore it. Now let's go to Quicken Blood. Legion cavalry units gain 10% HP and 12% physical attack. Again, if you're a Cav main and you're running 4 or 5 Cav marches, you probably want this skill. If you're running 3 marches, I don't know, I'm going to have to put this into a spreadsheet again, like I said, and do some more in-depth analysis and what the best skills are for 3 Cav, 4 Cav, 5 Cav. Now we have a Dream of Peace, which is Hoss skill. When launching a rally, normal attacks have a 50% chance to reduce target's physical defense by 15% for 3 seconds. That seems really good. Again, I'm not a rally player, but I would imagine that if you put this on like a Magrat Zeta for rallies, that might be good. There's probably some other options too. I'm going to have to look more into this and get some more people's opinion. Again, this is a first look, so don't expect the like 100% most accurate advice here. This is just trying to like highlight some of the top skills, I guess. Then we have Night Prowler, Nika's skill. Infantry units gain 20% physical attack and 10% march speed. This is definitely a skill that you're going to want to use if you have several infantry marches. And this might even be good for rallies. 10% physical attack, 10% damage. I don't know. This seems like a skill that would be pretty good though. Especially if you put this on maybe like a Goresh Skogul to increase the counterattack and the march speed. Because one thing that infantry kind of want is march speed. That way they run around faster. So I think this will be pretty good. Again, we'll have to do some more in-depth analysis first. Next we have Oracle's Grace, which is the other skill that I unlocked earlier, Thea's skill. While in the field, Legion attack is increased by 15%, and they take 15% less hero skill damage. This sounds like a skill that would be really good for a support march like your Indus, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use this skill or not this season. I'm going to have to compare it to like what some of the other options are, and if I'm running 4 or 5 mage marches. I think if you're running 5 mage marches you want this, but I'm not sure if you want it if you're running 4. Especially for me, since it's only level 4. If it was level 5, I think it would be a slam dunk pick. And then we have Leosa's Brilliance, which is Eliana's skill. Legion takes 30% less normal attack damage. This seems like a really good skill, especially for like Garrison. So we're gonna have to see like how exactly this works. Because I think if you're a Garrison, you just want to take less damage. That way you have more opportunity to reinforce whatever it is. It may be possible that you want to deal more damage instead, and I'm not sure exactly how that scaling works, but this does sound like a skill that's pretty good. And then we have Gratuitous Violence, which is Kanara's skill, and this one's a mouthful, so get ready. When Legion is hit with a normal attack, they have a 20% chance to gain physical riposte, and inflict slow upon the target, increasing physical counterattack damage dealt by 30%, and reducing the target's march speed by 20% for 5 seconds. In theory, this sounds really good, and I'm not sure where you would put it though. I think maybe you could put this on Sindri and Fragar, because you're probably already running Kanara and Hosk together to do counterattack, and it sounds like if you put this on Sindri and Fragar, and you have a bunch of tier 4s attacking you, this would absolutely destroy them. However, I'm not 100% sure, but a 30% increase in physical counterattack damage and a slow does seem really good. Anyways, let's go on to the last skill here, which is Purge from Indus. When in battle, Legion gains Unyielding every 8 seconds, reducing counterattack damage taken by 50% for 5 seconds, and removing 1 debuff effect. And another way you can look at this is that a flat rate, assuming this skill is up 100% of the time, would be a 31.25% counterattack damage taken reduction constantly. This seems like a really good skill, especially if you're a tier 4 player and you're worried about dying to counterattacks, especially if your goal is to be attacking archers as a mage player or something similar to that. I'm not sure where exactly I would put this skill, however I do think it's relatively high tier as a tier 4 player, but as a tier 5 player I think your goal is probably to do more damage. It would be difficult to run tests on this, but maybe if I pick up this skill later, I'll try to swap it around to see how it actually works. But a 31.25% counterattack damage taken reduction constantly seems pretty good. And now that we've taken a look at all of those mastery skills, as you can see I did put this on Tohar because we're going to be doing the bear soon, so I need that a little bit of extra attack damage. Now that we've looked at all of those skills, let's go ahead and actually take a look at the spreadsheet that I made, which is what I'm going to be using for future videos. And it's going to be a little bit difficult I think, to break down these skills. However, I'm going to take some time and do my best on that I can. Let's go ahead and take a look. So here's the spreadsheet. When we first got the mastery skills, I just decided to transcribe these all on here. So as you can see, we have them color-coded based on their rarity. For some reason, Eliana shows up way down near the bottom. But yeah, these are all the skills that we have available to us. And I'm going to be going ahead and breaking these down into their own different categories. Probably putting these on like separate spreadsheets. So for example, if I make a sheet and I call it like mage skills or something like that, we could probably go ahead and copy like Craig's skill, Atheist, Alwyn, Waldir, Lilia, Velen, etc. over there, and some other ones. And then after we do that, we can go ahead and rank them. So we can figure out what you probably want if you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of each march type. Anyways, that's going to be a lot of fun to do, but that is not for this video. This video is just going to be a general overview. If you would like a copy of this spreadsheet, there will be a link to it down in the description. Feel free to copy it and use it however you'd like. Anyways, that was my first time taking a look at the new mastery skills in this KVK. We are in SOS 1:30:20. I hope you guys are looking forward to when we decide to go over and fight BTR. That is going to be a great fight, and I can't wait to fight in this zone too. It looks like we have a scout target here. Oh, Rip Sensei. Poor guy's going to get scouted for days. That's great to see. Anyways, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I will be releasing more videos of mastery skills soon, most likely, depending on if I have time or not, but hopefully I will. And I'm looking forward to putting mastery skills on all my marches. So far, this is just a placeholder here, like I said, because we're doing the Behemoth raid, and I would obviously like to have Velen's skill here, so hopefully I get that pretty soon. But anyways, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.